Here we have two questions before us. Speed of light in air is 3 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros meter per second. And another is diameter of the earth is 1275600 meters. And these are large quantities. Now when we are dealing with very large quantities, we normally express it in the standard form. And as explained before, standard form implies that the decimal has to be placed after the first digit. So whenever we are having problems of this sort and we are dealing with large numbers, they will ask us to convert in the standard form. Now how do we convert this in the standard form? Now standard form will be 3 and I am going to put the decimal here. If I am going to put the decimal here, that means I am shifting the decimal actual value from here to here. Now the actual value is here, which means I am shifting it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 times. So I can write this as 3 multiplied by 10 to the power 8 meter per second. So this is called the standard form. So normally when we are dealing with any mathematical or physical or even in for that matter sciences, what happens is that when we deal with large numbers, very large numbers, instead of writing in this form, we write it in the standard form so that it's easier to understand. So 3 into 10 to the power 8 is easy to understand because it means that it is 3 with 8 zeros after it. So we have written it as 3 into 10 to the power 8. The reason being we had to shift this decimal 8 times, and as discussed before, when we are shifting the decimal 8 times to the right, that means it is positive power. So we can write it as 3.0 or 3, the meaning is same. The decimal is not written here. Even if I write it as 3.0, it doesn't matter because 3 and 3.0 is same. So 3 into 10 to the power 8 will be the standard form of this. How are we going to do the next question? The diameter of the earth is 1275600 meters. When there is no decimal, it automatically means that the decimal is right now here. And when we want it in the standard form, that means the decimal has to be after the first digit. So I am going to write it as 1.2756. After that is zeros. So I need not write that because after decimal, if you are going to put zeros in the end, it doesn't have any meaning. So I am going to write it as 1.2756 into, now the actual decimal value was here. Now let's see how many times we have to shift the decimal. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So I am going to write it as 10 to the power 7. The reason, again, in standard form what has to be done is the decimal has to be placed after the first digit. So we are putting the decimal here. Now we have put the decimal here, but the meaning should not change. That means the decimal is actually here. So which means the decimal have to be shifted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places, and that's why in standard form I can say diameter of the earth is 1.2756 into 10 to the power 7 meters. Now here we saw in the previous case we were dealing with large quantities. We could also write in standard form when we are dealing with very small quantities. For example, let's say the size of a bacteria is 0.000032 millimeters. This is the size of a bacteria, 0.000032 millimeters. Now this is a very small quantity. Just like we were dealing with large quantities, when we are dealing with small quantities, extremely small quantities, then also we can write it in standard form. So when we write this in standard form, what happens? We have to put the decimal after the first digit here. So after first digit means this will be 3.2, and when we look at 3.2, what happens is that how many times is the decimal shifted? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 times. See here the decimal we are placing here, but the actual value is here. That means there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and now the decimal is to be shifted 6 places to the left. So I am going to write this as 10 to the power minus 6 millimeter. So in the previous cases we saw when we are large quantities the power is positive, and when there is very small quantities the power is negative. So here we had shifted 6 places to the left. We could take another example here. Let's say we have a number 0.03 and we want to write in the standard form. So the decimal will be put after 3. This can be written as 3 into 10 raised to the power of minus 2. The reason being 3 means 3.0 and 10 to the power minus 2 means the decimal is to be shifted 2 places to the left. So we have 1 and 2. So that's why we have 0.03. So whenever the decimal has to be shifted to the left, we'll put the power as negative, as in this case and this case we saw. And if the powers have to be transferred to the right, then we will say the power is positive. So small quantities and large quantities both can be expressed in the standard form.